Tell me I'm not the only one that's going crazy when they get this screen in Tokyo Debunker. All that time waiting, materials wasted on leveling up your cards, only to be met with another defeat screen on your current case. People have been asking about which of their cards they should be leveling up first. Is there a meta? What is the actual type of battling that's going on here? What are the mechanics of it? And honestly, it's all a little bit hard to understand. And by understand, I mean to be able to master easily, because at a certain point, you're just releasing your cards into the wild and hoping for the best, as there's really nothing you can do to influence the battle aside from leveling up your cards beforehand. I already have a guide on my page about leveling up your cards. I've got a quick and dirty guide, and then I've got a little bit more in-depth guide. I suggest taking a look at those if you haven't yet to see all the different moving parts of a card, because there's a lot to go into. So now that you've filled your teams up, you've leveled up as high as you possibly can at the moment, you want to get further into the story, how do you go into a battle and win? Well, I started a new game on the EA3 server to be able to show you an early battle so we could go over this piece by piece. So the first thing to go over would be the turn counter at the top of the screen with all the little icons that we can see moving. How does that work? For a simple, easy to understand game, the number above their head would be their speed stat, and that would determine the order in which they go. However, Tokyo Debunker is anything but normal, and in fact, that apparently, as far as we know at the moment, is the TU level above their heads. And at this moment, I have yet to meet anyone in forums or in the world chat that understands or knows exactly what TU stands for. If we think back to the skills on our cards, we can remember that each active skill or passive skill that they want to use will take both TU and MP. Remember, TU is the number that's above their head in the turn lineup. So if Toa wants to use the Survivor's Burst 200 TU, he's going to have to wait for that number to be the lowest in the queue before he gets to go. Sadly, once you start a battle, there's no way to influence it, so I cannot go into the battle and choose or dictate which move that my card is going to be able to use. I'm just along for the ride. As for the MP, if you look down at the bottom of the screen here, back on the battle, that purple banner with the icon and the little green dot, the number in the little green dot is the NP. It's been said on the Reddit that each character card starts off with 4 MP, and moves either take away from the MP or can add to it. So to summarize, you need to have enough TU and MP to be able to use a specific move. The move will be completely random, you cannot influence it, and there's nothing you can do once your cards have started the battle. In other turn-based games, you would be able to ask characters to hold their turn or to wait for a specific move to be able to do extra damage, to be able to select which monster you want to focus on. Here, it's completely random, it's totally out of your control. So unfortunately, even though we know a bit more about the battling system and how it works, there's no way to really influence it aside from focusing on your cards and leveling them up. The general consensus is to focus on your SSR cards, your highest rarity cards, because they'll be naturally your strongest. As we can see here, my Toa card there at the top is my tank. He's my only SSR. He is my highest leveled. He's the one that sticks around to the very end. So you need to focus on making sure that that card has the best of the best. So you need to check out your warding cards to make sure maybe you have to sacrifice a link bonus for extra stats or vice versa. Same with your equipment. Maybe your highest rated equipment is not your strongest. You need to take a look at individual stats to see what's better. Gemstones, whether or not your character is a physical attacker or a specialty attacker, and to be able to find any way to suck up as much stats as possible to apply them to your cards so that way they are truly the highest they can be. I truly wish there was a way that we can inspect the enemy team, because as it stands right now, it's a complete mystery. We don't know their HP, we don't know their TU, their MP, what moves they have. There's no way to be able to tell if they're a specialty attacker or a physical attacker, really. It's just up in the air. So to be able to understand the turn tracker at the very top, we're going to go over it real quick. This is the start of the EA3 battle. As we can see, Jin has a TU of 0 and he is going first with the Zealous Strike. Then we have Kagami behind him with a TU of 4, Ritsu with a count of 6, Kaito with a level 11, and the enemy with a 23. Once Jin's move is over, he will move to the back of the queue since his is 0, and then Kagami will take his place with 4. Then you're going to subtract 4 from everybody's count behind Kagami. Now that Kagami is in front and he is doing his attack, we can see he's using 4 MP. We now see that his TU count, has been removed from everybody behind him, and it goes on and on and on. Another thing to mention would be the little ghost counter on the side of the screen over there. The blue and the red is how many backups do you have. I have only 4 character cards on the new game, so I have all of them out on the field. I have nobody in backup, so my little ghost count is 0. On my account that is current, it's up to date, waiting for the end of May for the next episode to drop. I have yet to see an enemy team with backup recruits. If I have forgotten about it or not paid attention to it, skipped the battle, and managed to win. So I think they're just extra tanky. They get 1 line, and you can have I can have up to 4 at the moment. The higher you go, the more you can have. Short recap time. So what you need to do is level your SSR cards up first. Focus on leveling them up as high as you can first. I have hit the 75 limit with Toa. It's going to take over 200 limit break apples. I'm going to be stuck with him for a little while. Make sure that you double check all the stats on your warding cards, your spirit beasts, your equipment, and make sure that they truly are the best for your card. You could take a look at their skills and their attacks to see which ones you think would do better against the level that you're stuck on at the moment. Unfortunately, there's no way to check out the enemy team to make absolutely sure, so work with your setup a little bit, change the way your cards are set up in the team function. If you're like me and spinning your tires on an SSR card, I would say that it's okay to start leveling on your SR cards since they're the next one down, and start building a solid frontrunner team. Getting SSRs without paying for extra pools and putting a lot of money into the game is damn near impossible, so don't freak out about it. Just work with what you've got. Try to level up and make a good frontrunner team. As you can see, I've got some Rs up there. I need to level up some more SRs to replace them with. This is the strategy that's been working for me personally. I had been beating my head against the wall on case 58 until early this morning. I managed to get a few more cards, level a few more up, and was able to beat it. Now I'm stuck on case 59 and have no idea what the next levels for my cards are going to be for me to be able to get past it. The good news is that episode 5, The Cursed Temple, comes out on May 30th, and for my time zone, it'll be coming out about 11 p.m., so we've got time to get our cards leveled up. If nothing else, I hope I was able to ease your mind a little bit and start giving you a little bit more information about how the battle system works. There are more detailed guides that go into it on Reddit. I know there's someone that's keeping an updated post. I'll make sure to link it in the description if you would like to go back and read the written out post yourself. I'm getting ready to start going over all the different currencies that I have currently collected and where to use them, how they are used, or where you can buy them. That's coming up next. If y'all have anything else that you're curious about or you want to dive deeper into, something that we could all learn from, make sure to leave a comment below and I'll get to it when I can, and I hope I see you in the next one.